Analysis.
How you doing, guys, and welcome to another episode of Analysis. As you're all aware by now, Alexander, undisputed heavyweight champion, has relinquished his IBF belt, and that has now gone to Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois, he fought Hrgovic on the Riyadh season, and he beat Hrgovic. The fight was stopped. Now he will be facing and making his first defence of the IBF title against Anthony Joshua. There's quite a mixture on this card. We've even got boxer on the card, and I'll go through the undercard with you in a bit. But the main event, it does look promising, and a lot of people are saying that it's going to be a hard fight for Anthony Joshua. Me personally speaking, I don't think it will be. I think Joshua is focused and he looks ready, relaxed, confident for this fight. Now, Dubois, he looked a bit out of place, and it's nothing to do with being scared. It's more like nerves of a big event that he's not used to and he's going to adjust to. I'm hoping that he adjusts well to it and we get a good fight. But after watching his last performance and the way he fought Hrgovic, if he hasn't learnt from that and he doesn't guard that chin, this will end pretty soon, similar to Ngannou. So I'm hoping Don Charles has been working on that defence, and I know Ben Davison, they will execute a real good game plan, and AJ will go out there and deliver. AJ, he's looking fresh, he's looking relaxed, he's looking confident. I'm sure this is going to be a good fight. Let's look at the tail of the tape. Joshua, age 34. Dubois, 26. Joshua is 6'6". Dubois, 6'5". I think he's around 6'4". Reach, 82 to Joshua and a 78-inch reach to Dubois. Joshua's had 28 fights, 3 losses, no draws, and out of those fights he's had 25 KOs. Dubois, he's had 23 fights, 2 losses, no draws, and he's had 20 KOs out of his 23 fights. So both guys are big hitters. Now, I've heard people say, why did Joshua get a chance at fighting for the world title? Well, obviously it was the IBF belt that's been relinquished. Joshua fought at the time the number 2 IBF challenger, which was Wallin. Dubois, he fought the number 1 challenger, the interim challenger, which was Hrgovic. They both won those fights, so it was the IBF belt that was relinquished. That's why those two are fighting for that title. It wasn't the WBO. I've heard people say Parker should have the chance, but Parker went the WBO route. He beat Zan, and at the end of the day, Joshua was always going to fight the best out of them. And ultimately, it's Turki Al-Sheikh who makes the decision, and that's what he chose. So, if we look at the undercard for this fight, we've got Mark Chamberlain versus Josh Padley. We have Willie Hutchinson versus Joshua Buatsi. Josh Kelly versus Liam Smith. Anthony Kakashi versus Josh Warrington. And Tyler Denny versus Hamza Shiraz. The standout fights for me on the undercard are Hamza Shiraz versus Tyler Denny. We've got Tyler Denny just coming off that win against Felix Cash. Then we've got Josh Warrington versus Andy Kakash. Andy Kakash, world champion, great performance in his last outing. And then we have the other fight that appeals to me is Willie Hutchinson versus Joshua Buatsi, or Joshua Buatsi versus Willie Hutchinson. Obviously Buatsi's the favourite, but Hutchinson put on a real good performance and upset Craig Richards. So the undercard, there are some promising fights on there that look quite exciting. Well guys, that's me done. Peace. I'm out of here. And don't forget, if you like the video, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.